family, welcome to day 2, Todd's chemical maintenance blog. Driving back out to the pool. I've been taken care of. I need to put the rest of Supreme Plus in, and the calcium was kind of on the higher side, so I'm going to go ahead and add SC1000 today too, in order to help protect from future scaling, as well as possibly remove some scaling from the plaster and also from the tile line. Okay, so on initial inspection, the pool looks amazing. Nice and clear, there's no foam or anything. The pump is running, circulating the water. So we're looking pretty good. What I'm gonna do is add the rest of the Supreme Plus, and I'm also gonna introduce the SC1000. But real quick, I want to show you the calcium scale on the tile in the spot. Okay, check out this scaling. It's pretty bad. With that kind of scaling on the tile, this is a good opportunity for me to test out SC1000 and to prove to you that it does stop future scaling from happening with high levels of calcium, but also that it removes calcium carbonate deposits from tile and other surfaces over time. So as we go throughout the next couple of years here, you'll see that that calcium scale is going to go away and it's going to stay gone. Okay, this is SC1000. It's never been added to this pool, so I need to do the initial dose of 1 quart per 10,000 gallons today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1.5 quarts to this pool around the perimeter. Got my gloves on. Safety first. Here we go. Now, before I add the second dose of Supreme Plus, I'm going to test the water real quick. So I need to get a water sample, and just to review with you how to get a good one. You do not want to get it by the steps. It's not representative of the entire pool. Those returns over there and over there, those aren't good spots. That tanning ledge is a bad spot. It's too close to the surface. The depth is going to pretty much be the same in a play pool all the way around. So there's no sloping like you would see with a pool that goes from 3 feet to 8 feet or something like that. So I just need to find an area where there's no ledge or stair or return. There's returns over there. There's a ledge with a return here, so that spot's no good. So right here where the Polaris connects to the wall, there's not really a whole lot of circulation. This is where the average depth is at, so that's where I'm going to get my sample from. Okay, so I did a quick water test to test for chlorine, pH, and alkalinity. The chlorine is a little bit below 1, which is kind of okay because the water is still so cold. It's normal if you have some chlorine and then you add a bunch of algicide that your chlorine level can go down a bit when you initially add an initial dose of algicide like that, so that's okay. I might add about 1/2 pound of shock here before I leave. The pH was at 7.2, which is good. And then the alkalinity was a little bit high. And as you add the initial dose of Supreme Plus, it can spike your alkalinity up and you may have to adjust it a bit. Looks like that's what's going to happen here. So what I'm going to do now is add the second dose of Supreme Plus. That was pretty easy. Just pours right in. It's already pretty well dissolved too. Okay, since the chlorine was a little bit low and we've been introducing all these chemicals which can kind of mess with the chlorine when they get introduced, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/2 pound of shock into the pool just to help give the chlorine a boost. Got my gloves on. 5-gallon bucket, need to fill it up with water real quick. There we go. 1 pound bag of Power Magic chlorine shock. I'm only going to do about half of it. Mix it up a little bit here. Chlorine dissolve into the water. Then I'm going to pour it into the pool around the perimeter. Okay, so I'm about to leave for the day. Summary, I added the rest of Supreme Plus. I added the SC1000 in. I tested the basics, like the alkalinity. The pH was perfect. The alkalinity was a little high. That's to be expected with the initial dose of Supreme Plus. And then since we added the initial dose of the algicide yesterday, that affected the chlorine reading a bit. It dropped below, it dropped below 1 to about 0.5. So I added a half a pound of shock just to sort of help boost the chlorine up for a little bit while the tablet catches up and while the algicide dissolves into the whole entire solution of the pool. I'm going to come back again tomorrow, add another dose of Supreme Plus, and then just recheck the pH and everything else. Alrighty guys, thanks for tuning in, and as always, thanks for choosing RiverbendPoolSupply.com for all your swimming pool needs.